lot of new arrivals
Yeah.
in the company recently,
Yeah.
like Karrion Kross, Johnny
Gargano.
Gargano.
I freaked out.
All right, guys, welcome back. Heelish podcast is finally back after what, like 3 months or something. So today, the comeback episode will be strictly around the Clash at the Castle event for WWE. But for the first episode in a while, I didn't want to do it alone. I needed someone to give me their opinion, their predictions for the show and stuff. So allow me to introduce to you my good friend Charles Demon. Let's go.
He's a WWE champion.
With the real belt.
Of course. I stole it from Roman yesterday.
Yesterday?
He still hasn't realized. My good friend Sami Zayn actually got it for me.
Shit.
Yeah.
You'll be in trouble though if he realizes.
Don't worry, he's in the bloodline.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in the bloodline too, technically.
Yeah, if you're friends with Sami Zayn, who is in the bloodline, you are in the bloodline. I just realized if I put mine like this, you're not in the video anymore.
Just say I'll leave.
Also for this episode, I decided to bring the camera into the play because the first episode was just purely the sound and stuff. So I was like, if you guys wanted to also watch it, you could have like the video version. But since it's a podcast, you don't necessarily need to watch it. You can just leave it on your table, whatever, just hearing the sound. So, Charles, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Sure. So, my name's Charles Demon as a wrestler. I wrestle in WCG Wrestling, a company my brother and I created.
Link in the description.
Yeah, thank you. I thought you were doing this. I was gonna say. I've been wrestling for about 7 years now. My dream is to become a wrestler in WWE. So, which is why I already have my belt. Won't need to borrow WWE's belt. I have mine.
Gotta be ready.
Exactly. So I think that's gonna be good on my application for WWE. And so yeah, just decided to hang out with Heelish Oost. Don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And to do his comeback podcast.
Yeah. Also for his company WCG. So as I said, the links will be in the description down below. Sorry. It's a backyard wrestling company.
Yeah, exactly. Backyard wrestling. We just actually started having a real ring. We used to wrestle on trampolines. Now we have our real ring. So really excited for that. A lot of content is actually coming really soon. Just we started doing more wrestling shows and more videos. So should be fun for the next couple of weeks and months.
Yeah. Actually, you might even see me on there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little teaser, but we might have signed him.
Heelish Oost.
Yeah, becoming a wrestler.
Yeah. If you guys want, we'll maybe do a podcast episode talking about WCG, once the shows have started and stuff. We'll be able to talk about multiple companies, including his company, which is pretty cool.
Thank you.
So, but for today, we'll jump straight into it because it's already been 3 minutes and we haven't even talked about the main subject. So today we're going to be talking about the upcoming WWE pay-per-view, which is Clash at the Castle. It is scheduled to be on September 3rd in Cardiff, Wales. There aren't many matches for the show itself.
There's 6 in total.
It's not that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
It'll be like a couple hours, probably.
I mean, most probably going to be 3 hours. Usually they do 4, but for 6 matches, if they do 4 hours, they're going to lose time, so... I think 3 hours is the best for them.
They can probably include some segments. They like to do this.
Yeah, I actually think there's gonna be one promo. Like I don't know of who, but
yeah,
just like at SummerSlam, Rollins just came out of nowhere. I know Riddle came out of nowhere. I feel like something like this is going to happen just because 6 matches. I feel like is not a lot.
No.
So they used to do this in Takeover.
Yeah.
And they were always like the best fucking matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the matches were very long, so...
Yeah, they were long, but way too good.
Yeah.
So if the same thing happens here, I think we're looking at a great show.
Yeah. They might also add, because, there have been a lot of new arrivals in the company recently, like Karrion Kross, Johnny
Gargano.
Gargano.
I freaked out.
There was Dexter Loomis who moved to the main roster. Same thing for Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Bailey coming back. Well, they already have a match, but in general, they brought back a lot of people, so they could very easily just bring someone in to have a segment. For example, another segment between Gargano and Theory.
Yeah, I do think they could do maybe just like a backstage segment, but I
Yeah.
do think that they're gonna do something with The Miz and Dexter.
Yeah.
Just because right now they're like right into it.
Yeah.
So I feel like something is going to happen, especially with Dexter just being in The Miz's car last time, which was kind of funny. But I just laughed how he opened a flashlight and Ciampa never realized. But that was fine.
But also for the show, there's gonna be, there's been a lot of like events in general around it because it's like the first time in 30 years that they're going to the UK for like a big show.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah, so they've been promoting it, as I mentioned in many videos, I write articles for Wrestling Republic, which is a news website. And like I've written a lot of things about it, like Undertaker as a kind of small show out there. Gonna be talking about his career and some stuff like this. There is gonna be a shop there with exclusive WWE merch. So they're really hyping the event up. So I'll just hope it will live up to the expectations.
Yeah, I think it's also a test because right now like Clash of the Castle isn't a huge pay-per-view. Like it is huge because it's in the UK and it's been 30 years, like you said.
Yeah.
But it's not like WrestleMania, so I do think they're making a test to see if they could bring WrestleMania out of the US, because I've been hearing they wanted to do it in Canada soon and in the UK. So, I mean, if they do this and it really works in the UK, most probably they're gonna like bring WrestleMania or like SummerSlam, or just one of the big 4 pay-per-views outside of the US.
Yeah, and also we've seen the announcement that there will be NXT Europe coming up.
Yeah.
So going there, they can pretty much experience, see how the crowd reacts, and will give them a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the show in general is set. It will probably be a big one because, well, first of all, it has good matches. Mainly the main event for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. But they really want to it's gonna be the first time that it's like completely created by Triple H.
Yeah, I mean SummerSlam was still in Vince's like mindset.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like even if it was still Vince's mindset, Triple H really had his touch, and you could really see it because SummerSlam was great this year.
Yeah.
But Clash at the Castle should be even better, and I feel like you already see Triple H's touch just with the fact that there's only 6 matches.
Yeah.
You see like back then with NXT, like I keep coming back to NXT, but like Triple H always said he preferred having less matches but better content.
Yeah, longer.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what he's trying to do here too. So it's also a test for Triple H too.
Yeah.
Clearly he's gonna stay because he's insane, but I feel like that's gonna be a really good pay-per-view.
There's a lot of good matches on this card. We'll get started with the match card, going one by one with the matches and also giving our predictions. So there are, sorry. Of course, there might be some matches that will be added later this week. There's still SmackDown to come, one last show before the premium live event. That's how they're called now.
I also don't see any matches for the Tag Team Championship and the US. I just thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have many titles on the show, and they're lucky because both Undisputed and, both Universal and WWE Championships are, combined into one, but, half of it, half of it are for championships and the other half not for championships.
Yeah.
But yeah, there might be even a match announced, the same day, for the pre-show. They like to do this a lot of times.
Yeah.
Just bring a random rivalry onto the show, for example, the New Day versus Viking Raiders.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about
Could
that.
actually be a match in the pre-show. I'd see this.
Yeah.
Now we'll go through the matches that have been announced so far. So we'll keep the good ones for the end. Let's start with. It's still gonna be an interesting one. Let's start with Gunther versus Sheamus, singles match for the Intercontinental Championship. What do you think about it?
I think it could be a great match. Gunther has a lot of potential in WWE. Sheamus already has a huge history in WWE.
Yeah.
Really great wrestlers gonna combine together. For the Intercontinental Championship, I feel like they're also trying to bring the Intercontinental Championship bigger. Like to show it off again, just like back then when The Miz had it.
Yeah.
So I do think it could be a great match. My prediction in this match is Gunther is going to keep his championship because he's having actually a great reign.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And another thing to I'll need to calm down.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But another thing to keep in mind for this match is that they both have some sort of backup. Gunther as Ludwig with in his corner, with him, and Sheamus has both Ridge Holland and Butch. So we could very much see any type of like intervention from any of them.
I actually had a theory not long ago.
Yeah.
Of thinking that Sheamus is actually gonna get backstabbed by Butch and Pete Dunne is gonna come back.
Yeah.
Which is kind of backed with the fact that Butch came out with his Pete Dunne attire. Which I feel like Triple H is really trying to bring back Pete Dunne by himself. So I do think Pete Dunne is going to backstab Sheamus, and I think it could be a great thing for Butch, Pete Dunne.
Yeah, because they can very much keep Sheamus and Ridge Holland together,
Yeah.
even have them run for the tag titles at one point. But like Butch/Pete Dunne, if they decide to bring back like the Bruiserweight and stuff, you could very much have a nice run. You could be like with Gunther, let's say they've had a good match together, for the NXT UK Championship like 2-3 years ago.
Oh god.
It was in 2019, I believe.
Yeah, that'd be 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was an incredible match, like 30 minutes of nonstop back and forth.
And also, they actually tried Pete Dunne in the main roster. I don't know if you remember, but Survivor Series, don't remember which one, but
with
Pete,
Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, or
I don't remember if it was that one, but I do remember Pete Dunne having a singles match against Adam Cole, I think, for the NXT Championship.
Yeah, that was at Survivor Series, 2019.
Yeah, so they already tried out Pete Dunne, and I remember that his entrance was like huge. Like people were really into Pete Dunne for a NXT guy back then. So if they decide to bring back Pete Dunne, I think it's actually gonna work out really well.
Yeah, but I also seen like Pete Dunne spoke about his whole new character as Butch and stuff, and he claimed that he didn't necessarily mind having this new persona because it's something different. You can't just go like 30 years with the same character.
Yeah.
Well, Undertaker did, but in general, it's nice to have a fresh push, different attire, maybe change your moveset a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he likes the Bruiserweight character, and of course Triple H, big NXT guy, you could actually have a big push in the division. But now we're completely changing subjects. We'll get back to the match. So your final prediction for Gunther vs. Sheamus?
I think Gunther is gonna win.
On my side, I think they'll also keep the title on him because it's like way too soon to have him lose.
Yeah.
And Sheamus will have much more opportunities in the future.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he needs the Intercontinental right now as much as Gunther needs.
Yeah.
So.
Second match. Let's go for.
I think we could go with the sixth one.
Yeah. Let's go for Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day, which will be Damien Priest and Finn Balor in a tag team match. This is interesting. It has been announced very recently. So as you may know, the Judgment Day was first created by Edge. Then they turned on him to introduce Finn Balor as a new leader, and then they had a small rivalry. It's a tough day. A small rivalry with the Mysterios. So now it's going to be both Edge and Rey Mysterio taking on both members of the Judgment Day. What do you think?
I think this match could actually surprise us a lot. Like when I see the four people in this match, only great talent.
Yeah.
Edge, Rey Mysterio, Damien Priest, Finn Balor. This could be insane. Like just Damien Priest against Edge was actually a really good match. So now having Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio adding to the mix could be really good. I do think they need to bring Rhea and Dominic with them to keep the rivalry going and not just them.
Yeah.
And I also think the Judgment Day really needs this win. Because
Definitely.
lately they haven't been, showed up to their big potential.
Yeah.
And Edge and Rey Mysterio, I mean, they're already legends. So they don't need to win as much as Damien Priest and Finn Balor does for now.
Definitely.
And obviously, I'm going to be going for the Judgment Day for now. So
Mhm.
my prediction is going to be the Judgment Day.
And also, if you look at the match, you can see really Edge and Rey Mysterio are both veterans. They're closing on to the end of their careers. As Damon Priest and Finn Balor are both like breakout stars. They're like compared to the veterans Edge and Rey Mysterio, they're very new. So it's really like the old talent versus the new talent. It's gonna be interesting to see. But also, I recently saw that there were rumors of possibly adding a fourth member because they tried to do this with adding Finn Balor.
Yep.
But now, they decided to have Edge out of the equation.
Mhm.
But since it hasn't been like the best few months for the Judgment Day ever since, there was a name that was brought in the conversation many times for a possible fourth member.
I mean, I've heard a lot of names. I actually heard Ciampa and I heard Dominic. None of them?
Not the name that I heard, no.
What? Who?
You want to guess?
Yeah, I mean, I'm bad at guessing, so if I guess, I really won't get the right name, but
Close friend of Finn Balor.
there's a lot. AJ Styles?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Because also, AJ Styles hasn't necessarily been having like the greatest years recently.
Yeah, that's true.
Like his last championship was with Omos, the tag titles.
Oh god, I
Which-
forgot about it.
Like it was okay, but you can't say it was an incredible run, and we really saw the best AJ Styles.
Yeah, I mean, AJ Styles was kind of a pussy with Omos. I'm not gonna lie, he was just hiding behind Omos.
Yeah. That was the whole story.
Yeah.
But now adding Styles and maybe having him as the new leader, you could do something where like Priest and Balor go for the tag titles, Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship or SmackDown, depends, and then Styles goes for either like mid-card title
Yeah.
or for a world title, depending what happens with the whole Reigns stuff.
Yeah, that actually would be a great idea because not only it helped the Judgment Day, but it also helped AJ Styles, which
Yeah.
I think he really needs it right now because his last matches were again tag team match.
Yeah.
With Dolph Ziggler, and he deserves better right now.
Yeah. At least one last big push,
Yeah.
as champion and stuff.
Yeah, because he's actually getting old too. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't show because AJ Styles is an incredible wrestler, but he's actually getting to the end of his career too.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
My prediction is the same as yours. The Judgment Day, well, at least they need to win. If they lose, there is probably something behind it, a good idea or a good plan. Because otherwise, you need to push them because people are not taking them seriously at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So we both agree. Final prediction: Judgment Day beats Edge and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Perfect. Next match, which one? 2?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Next match: Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler in a singles match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Do you want to talk a bit about Liv Morgan and her recent title reign?
Okay, so I have a lot of mixed feelings about that. Liv Morgan is my girl. She's been my girl for the last maybe 3 years. When I saw that they were pushing her, I was incredibly happy. When she won the women's championship, I sent him a snap of me screaming my fucking ass out. Like, I didn't have voice for about 30 minutes after that.
It was incredible.
I was way too happy. What are they doing with my girl? What was that? Like, the match against Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, Liv Morgan is supposed to be a fighting champion. And then they did this. So, obviously, when Ronda turned heel, she didn't really turn heel. Like, she turned heel, but the people were with Ronda. And now they're bringing Liv against Shayna. So, either Liv wins, and people are pissed, or either Liv loses, and people are still gonna be pissed.
Why would they be pissed if she wins?
If Liv wins.
Yeah.
Because, like, right now, people are against Liv, which I don't understand why. But,
Yeah.
like, she's been booed out of the building for so many weeks now.
Yeah.
And I feel like she doesn't deserve that because it's not her fault.
No.
But they need to keep the belt on her, but they also need to treat her better as a wrestler and just... Because right now, having matches against Ronda and Shayna,
Yeah.
not the best ideas.
Like, if you look at it, Morgan, in the past couple of years, she's not necessarily been, let's say, like, main event talent.
No.
She's had great matches, and I believe she's an incredible wrestler. Everybody loves her. But, like, you see all the matches that she's had, not many pushes, and then you're like, do you see her beat girls like Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, all main event stars? So like they need to give her some time to push her.
Yeah.
And beating Shayna Baszler is probably one of those ideas because I don't know why, but they hate Shayna Baszler.
Yeah,
I'm also pissed at that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they brought back Shayna against Liv, so if they make Shayna lose, they're gonna be in trouble with that. But also they can't make Liv lose because they need to build her up as a champion and as a main event star. So right now they're really stuck in this idea. Like I don't know why they did this. They should have brought Shayna a little more before they brought her up against Liv.
Yeah.
You know, like bring back Shayna and go against like Natalia, Aaliyah. You know, like have her win this time.
Yeah.
But they brought her back right away with Liv, so it's like both of them cannot lose.
Yeah, they're in a bad position with this one. But it could probably end with something like Ronda Rousey comes, attacks both of them, and then set up like a triple threat.
Yeah,
like
that is my prediction. How Liv Morgan is going to retain because of Ronda.
Yeah.
So she won't win, or maybe by disqualification.
Yeah.
But she won't like pin or submit Shayna.
It would make sense. Honestly, I can't disagree with that. It's like the best scenario, at least.
Yeah. Right now, when we 3-on-3 in predictions, we're the same.
Yeah, and yeah. All right, so let's jump. Which one? 3 or 4?
Let's go with 3. 4 is
3.
a bigger story right now.
Yeah, we're trying to go like by importance, or like the rivalry and stuff. Yeah. So 3, 6-woman tag team match: Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Belair taking on Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. So, personally, I'm a huge fan of Bayley. Okay, I completely love her. Like, ever since she turned heel, because the face Bayley, I wasn't a huge fan.
Actually, preferred face Bayley back then. Wasn't a fan of when Bayley just decided to cut her hair and she was heel out of the 7.
Yeah, but like, so Bayley, has had like a big push ever since. You know, she's been pushed as a heel. She then got injured before facing Bianca for the title like a year ago. And now she's back with both Dakota Kai and Io Sky, you know, 2 incredible competitors, honestly.
Yeah, really.
And now they're pushing them against 3 like well-established stars, you know. They've all been women's champion. So I honestly don't know for this one because obviously I want Bayley, Dakota, and Io to win. Because, you know, they're back together. They're like the hot thing at the moment in the women's division. But it depends what they want to do because their main champion, who is Bianca Belair, is on the other side. So do you want to have your champion lose?
Yeah, here's the thing. I personally think that Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky are going to win to build them up as a faction.
Yeah.
They really just started like last month.
Yeah, really.
So they can't really make them lose because then again it comes back to the Judgment Day where they can't have a big faction lose all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And now that Dakota and Io Sky already lost their tag team match for the belt, I am with you on this.
So pissed.
They can't make them lose 2 big matches in a row.
No.
So here's the thing, because I'm really on edge with this, because Dakota Kai is my favorite, and Alexa Bliss is my favorite. And they're both in the same match together against each other. Well, not together, but against each other. So I'm actually going to go against Alexa Bliss this time and hope that Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky wins. And that is going to be my prediction too.
I agree. You know, they cannot have, like, the new stable just lose. You know, they've all just been back. It's not like they were all wrestlers before and they decided to come together. They really just all came back a month ago. They've already lost the tag titles, you know. But the best thing is for them to win. Same thing as the Judgment Day. You need to legitimize the faction, make them look like strong and threatening, so that you'll actually believe that, you know, because of course there'll be a match between Bianca Belair and Bayley in the future. So you need to make sure that people believe that Bayley can beat Bianca Belair and is a threat to her title reign.
Yeah, what I think they should do is actually have Bianca Belair take the pin. Like, if Bayley is the one to pin Bianca Belair, that's going to be huge because Bayley is going to have a title match in the future. But also, if you have Dakota or Io pinning Bianca, that could actually be huge too because two like NXT girls, like not a lot of people knows them yet,
Yeah.
would already beat like Bianca Belair, which is the Raw Women's Champion.
It's a big
That
thing.
would be huge. So
Yeah.
I feel like whoever pins Bianca is gonna be perfect for them.
But you know it'll be Bliss who will get pinned.
Yeah, and if they do that, I will be pissed off.
But I'm with you on that one. Same thing, 4-4.
Yeah.
Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky should take the win in our opinion.
Yeah.
All right, next match. Then we only have one more after this. It's already been 25 minutes, and the next two matches, I believe we're going to talk about them for a while.
Yeah.
Well, like, we have 10 minutes.
I mean, 5 minutes each. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So, next match, Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. Simple, one-on-one, good old-fashioned wrestling match.
Yeah. That is going to be match of the night. I am calling it right now.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, probably the best wrestler in WWE right now,
Yeah.
against Matt Riddle, which I personally don't really like him, but I do acknowledge that he is an incredible wrestler.
Yeah, you respect the talent.
Exactly. So I think this match not gonna surprise people because they already know that it's gonna be great, but it's gonna surprise people that doesn't expect it to be great.
Yeah.
Because the second, like, I feel like it's gonna be at least a 20-25 minutes match.
Yeah, definitely. They
And-
need this.
Exactly. And after 5 minutes, you're already going to see that this match is not gonna like just be a bore fest.
That this is awesome chance will be there after
Exactly.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Like, it's gonna start and they're just gonna have a good old hockey fight. Gonna punch each other in
Yeah.
the face, and then you're gonna see the wrestling start.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be just great for both of them. Rollins has been having a huge year this year, and last year
Mhm.
still hasn't got any belt, but as a wrestler, huge for him. Matt Riddle is slowly going to the top until Randy comes back, and I think he's gonna have a rivalry between Matt and Randy. when
Yeah,
they
they
come
need
back.
to have this, like for WrestleMania or something like this.
Exactly. If Randy is able to come back before WrestleMania, of course. But I do think that this match is going to be the match of the night, going to be awesome. Maybe even a contender for match of the year.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much pressure on them, obviously, but I just feel like with the talent they both have, this could be it.
Mhm.
And I just can't go against my boy here. My prediction, Seth Rollins, my favorite wrestler. So gotta go with Rollins. Even if I think they may have Riddle win, I'm going for Rollins.
Definitely. And if you look at both wrestlers, you see Seth Rollins, you just look at his past year and stuff. The rivalry with Edge, the
Mhm.
matches with Edge, the rivalry with Cody Rhodes, the matches
God
with Cody
damn.
Rhodes. You know,
It's just
incredible.
Way too fucking good.
So honestly, Seth Rollins has been having, you know, of course not the championships, but in terms of like his matches and his rivalries, like one of the greatest years of his career.
Yeah.
Undeniably. The thing is, I believe we have almost the same situation as which one was it? The Liv versus Shayna, because I believe it can hurt both wrestlers if they lose.
Yeah.
Because like Seth, you know, veterans can take a loss here and there, but Seth has been losing a lot. Even though he had incredible matches with Cody, he lost all 3 of them.
Well,
No,
not only
2.
that. No, 3.
3?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the Backlash. He won.
WrestleMania. Oh wait, he won a
Re-
backlash. No,
WrestleMania.
He lost at WrestleMania. He lost at Hell in a Cell, and he lost at the second match I had, which was Backlash.
WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated Seth Rollins.
Ah!
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. So Rollins, like, that's one of the problems right now. Rollins hasn't had any
Yeah.
wins lately.
Oh.
Like, the only wins he's had was against the Street Profits, which is not big wins, you know. Like,
They were great matches.
yeah, they were great matches, but you know he needs a big win. Like against Cody, he lost all of them. Against Edge, he only won one, I think. of
Yeah.
them. And against Roman, he won by DQ, which for me doesn't really count as
No.
a win. So he needs at least one big win for this year, and he needs to win against Riddle.
Yeah.
Especially if they're bringing Rollins against Roman, because they teased it really not long ago.
Yeah.
So they need to have Rollins have a win if they want to do this rivalry.
Yeah, they need to keep Seth Rollins on like the main event caliber.
Exactly.
And Riddle, like, even though he's a great wrestler, he's definitely not in the main event caliber.
Not yet.
Not yet. You know, he needs the push and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a possible win against Randy Orton at WrestleMania could very much help.
Yeah.
but it would probably hurt Seth Rollins more than would hurt Riddle to lose. And of course, the rivalry can easily continue after.
Mm-hmm. And it's been so great. Like,
Yeah.
really, this rivalry, I feel like, is one of the greatest story too in WWE right now.
Yeah.
As Rollins and Riddle just hate each other.
Yeah.
Like,
You feel it.
Yeah, they cannot look at each other in eyes to eyes.
Yeah.
So that's why I know the beginning of the match, hockey fight right away, because they just want to tear
They hate
each other apart.
yeah.
Like
Exactly.
with what Rollins said at Raw, goddamn. Like, I've been watching this clip for the entire week. Rollins is in Riddle's head, but also Riddle wants to kill Rollins.
Yeah.
So this match is just gonna be way too fucking good.
So you go check also, if you haven't seen, guys, go check the segment on Raw between Seth Rollins and Riddle, because first of all, you'll get an idea of the rivalry, how intense it is, and also incredible work from both, honestly. So final prediction, Seth Rollins, we both agree?
I have to go with Rollins.
Yeah, it's the safest bet, honestly, and it's better for him and
And
the
also
whole
just because
push.
he's my boy.
Yeah, also, it's honestly, you can't go against your boy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, the main event of the evening for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns. It says with Paul Heyman. Don't know if he's gonna be there.
I mean, he's always there, so.
Yeah, but like he's been injured, because of
Oh
the
yeah,
attack
that's
of
true.
Raw.
Brock killed him. That's true. We haven't seen him since then, I think.
Yeah. Versus Drew McIntyre was the challenger for this match. I'm intrigued by this one, honestly.
I really am too.
I haven't been a huge fan of all the Reigns rivalries, especially like with Brock.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm like very invested in it because first of all, McIntyre has been received a huge push recently, and many say that he could be the one to actually dethrone Roman Reigns.
That's what I personally think too. Although he can't win both championship.
That's
I
what
feel like
I was getting to this.
yeah, like I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they need to plan something which is only for one belt, but to tell us after the match. Because if they tell us before, we know Roman's losing.
Yeah.
But if they tell us after, then Drew already won, but he's only winning one belt. That's what I personally think they need to do, and just the match is gonna be great. Like Roman Reigns had a good match against Brock Lesnar, which really
honestly.
surprised me. And
But it was good.
exactly with all the matches they had before, I really thought this match wouldn't be good, and he had a great match. And Roman Reigns is really on top of his game right now. Like
Yeah.
he's been just having great promos, and I feel like he needs to have a great match against Drew too, to remember like, because of course we remember all his Universal Championship reign, but do we remember his undisputed reign?
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't do
Not as
much
much.
yet.
Mhm.
So he needs to have a great match, and even if he loses it, if he loses one of the belts against Drew in a great match, we're gonna remember the last match he had as the undisputed champion. Although my prediction, I don't know right now. I really cannot choose. I feel like any of these men could win. Like Roman he's the undisputed champ. He can't lose out of nowhere.
No.
But Drew McIntyre is really like the guy right now. Like they brought him back. They really pushed him to be a great challenger against Roman. So because of that, I'm going to go with Drew. But I think it's only going to be for one title, and we're going to figure out like during the match or after. I don't know, but
yeah,
I think Drew's going to win that one.
I actually have two things to bring in here. First thing, for the one title, I completely agree. I very much see like the whole match going down, full on war and stuff. For whatever reason, Drew McIntyre is able to beat Roman Reigns. But then after the match, he's holding both championships, but Paul Heyman goes, "Remember when you signed the contract? Yeah, you didn't read everything. It was only for one title." So, which can, it gives the win to Drew McIntyre, but also keeps one title on Reigns, which will probably be the Universal Championship because it's his longest reign.
Yeah, I think they should at least keep Roman as Universal because SmackDown needs Roman right now.
Yeah, definitely. And the second thing, and that's a big one, we'll try to go fast on it, but the outside interference. Because there are many people who could play into this, okay? First of all, the Usos, of course, as always, can come to help. Sami Zayn, in my opinion, can play a very big role in here. He could either help Roman Reigns win the match and then he's like officially in the bloodline, or he could betray him and have him lose his championship.
Here's the thing. I feel like if they do something with Sami Zayn, he's gonna help Roman Reigns, but unwillingly be helping Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
So he
making a
thinks he's
mistake or
helping
some sort.
Roman. Yeah, he thinks he's helping Roman, but he's distracting him, and boom, Claymore by Drew. You know?
Yeah.
I think something like this could really well happen.
Yeah.
And I think that could be the reason why Roman lose. Because no one really want to help Drew. Like, Drew...
No, he doesn't have, like, pure-on allies.
Exactly. And I feel like maybe Kevin, but Kevin is a heel.
Yeah,
he won't help Drew.
Not at the moment.
Exactly. The only reason he would help Drew is to backstab him 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
So Drew doesn't really have anyone to help him. So Sami is the only one that could help, but without even knowing.
Yeah. I'll mention 2 other names quickly. First of all, Theory.
Yeah.
He's still Mr. Money in the Bank. Could very much come in and steal one of the 2 championships, both championships, or just do some shit, not cash in, and get beat up like he does every time. And the last name, this is a rumor, of course, but the name has been brought in a lot of the times. You know, I've spoken to many people and like they've told me a lot about him. Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, that's true. I heard about that.
He's reportedly maybe coming back to the WWE. So, and of course, if you want to have a good next challenger for Reigns, The Fiend is the guy to go with.
Yeah, that's true.
So at the end of the match, or maybe even in the middle of the match, he could interfere, attack Reigns, and this is the reason why Drew McIntyre is able to win.
Yeah, that could be a great idea. And again, that means that Roman wouldn't lose clean.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like one of the great things that could happen is Roman loses, but not clean.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't hurt him. Like, it does, but not really, you know.
So, final prediction?
I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre.
I'll follow you on this one, but going with he only wins 1 championship, which would be the WWE Championship. I don't see him winning both and just taking Reigns out of the equation.
Yeah.
So trying to have it be a win-win, same like for the other matches. This one you can really have a win-win. Reigns wins, keeps the Universal Championship, and Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship.
Yeah, which would be really best of both worlds right now.
All right, so we're on the same page for all 6 matches.
Yeah.
It's been 37 minutes.
Goddamn.
I hope
we're trying to do more than 15.
Yeah.
We doubled that.
I talked to him and I was like, okay, last one I did was 13. Can we try to go a bit over it? It's like 3 times almost.
Yeah.
We gotta go like now pretty much because we'll be late. But thank you guys for watching. It was, let's say, season 2 of the Heelish podcast. So comment, first of all, if you liked it. Did you like having the camera instead of just hearing our voices? Did you like my friend right here? Should I bring him back more often?
Also, just thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, of
it was
course.
Really fun. My first podcast ever, which was actually pretty fun. And I hope I'm going to be in more podcasts later.
We'll try to do more, honestly. I'll bring you back. We'll try to do a lot. So, same thing as always. Follow me on all social medias. All the links are in the description, okay? You can check his links. You can check his links, you know, all social medias, Instagram, whatever. The YouTube channel for WCG Wrestling. Same for me, all my social medias. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next podcast to come up, or my remixes, because those are the things that we're working on the channel right now. And I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Bye, guys. Enjoy Clash at the Castle.